Hey guys, welcome to another video for hard copy week 5. So for week 5, we're just going to have a week assessment and it will cover adding all the things we learned so far right now. And then we're going to review what we learned previously on first quarter, just in case you didn't learn anything. So first thing first, here's this review guide for your quiz 2 assessment 1. So if you read this or you watch this video, you should be able to solve your quiz or your assessment 1 quarter 2. So first thing first, we're going to have definition. So the first definition is integers. Integers are positive and negative whole number including 0. Positive is whole numbers greater than 0. Again, think of this, positive numbers, the more we go to the right of a number line, the number gets larger. So let's check what it means. So first of all, let me do something first. So let's say we have a number line. This is 0. I'm gonna take, the more you go here, the more you go to the right, the number gets bigger. So let's say we start at 0, it'll be negative, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's basically it. That's positive numbers. Now, negative numbers, on the other hand, is less than 0. So that means it's going to be on the left side of 0. For negative numbers, the more we go to the left, the smaller it gets. Now think to yourself, what number are we going to start with first when we're going to start from 0 to the left? It's going to be negative 1. You're not going to get negative 1 million, but negative 2 billion, not even negative 3 trillion. It's going to start with negative 1. Always start with negative 1. And then the further you go, you're going to get negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, and so forth and so forth. So the more you go here, the more you go to the left, it gets smaller, but the number how it looks gets bigger, but the value is negative. So again, think of positive number as the money you have right now, and negative number is the money you owe. The more money you owe, the less money you have, right? But the more money you have, the more money you have. It's pretty straightforward. And then another word, origin, is 0 on the number line. So this is the origin. It's not really this part is super useful in graphing, but right now it's not really. You guys don't really need to know what the frick origin is. And then next one is absolute value. Absolute value is the distance from 0 on a number line. And here's the thing, okay? It's going to be always positive. I had student that gives me negatives on their absolute value, and that's incorrect. Your absolute value should always be positive. That's like a freebie right there. If your absolute value is negative, 100% you're wrong. If it's positive, there's 99% chance you got it correct. Now, moving on is adding. Okay, when we add integers, there's two ways, okay? There's two options. You're going to look at the sign of them. So the first option is when they have the same sign. What do I mean by having the same sign? They are either both negative or they're both positive. So when they have the same sign, what we're going to do is you're going to add them, and then you're just going to keep the same sign. So when we add them, you're ignoring the negatives or the positives, add them as is, and then after you add them, your sign is going to be the same. So let's say we have 19 plus 7. So they're both positive, so we're going to add 19 plus 7 is 26. And then since they're both positive, your answer is also going to be positive. Here is a bit, I delete that part. Both negative 15 and negative 3 are negative, so we add and then keep the same sign. So now we're going to add 15 plus 3, horrible handwriting, plus 3, you're going to get 18. Now, since they're both negatives, so your answers should be negative 18. And that's your final answer, negative 18. Now, so there's another situation. What if they have different sign? What do I mean by different sign? One is positive and one's negative, or the other way around. One's negative and one's positive. What do we do? Well, we're going to subtract. I know it's confusing because we're adding and then subtracting, but that's how it is. You add them, take the sign of the higher number, and that's it. So let's say we have negative 18 plus 7, right? They're both different signs. So we have negative 18 is negative, 7 is positive. So we subtract and then take the sign of the higher number, in this case 18. So now you're going to have negative 18 plus 7 is equals to negative 11. Now you might be wondering, like, what the frick? Think of this, 18, subtract 18 with 7 and you're going to get 11, right? That's where the 11 comes from. Now we're going to use the sign of the higher number, in this case 18. What is the sign of 18? It's negative. So your answer is going to be negative 11. Now let's have another one. We have 15 plus 3. 15 plus negative 3. Let's fit page. Oh no. So we have 15 plus negative 3. Again, they have different sign. 15 is positive, negative 3 is negative. So what do? We subtract. And then, so subtract it is. So how do we subtract? We're just going to subtract 15 minus 3. 15 minus 3 is 12. And then you're going to check what is this, which is the larger number, 15 or 3? 15, right? So you're going to use L. What's the sign of the answer is going to be? Positive. So your answer is going to be positive 12. And that's it for adding and subtracting. Adding integers. Now the last part, subtracting. Now suppose we're going to subtract integers. Okay? So there's only one step. First, actually two steps. It's a two-step process. First, change minus into plus, and then change the right side number into its opposite number. So when you're subtracting, you need to read the problem. Okay, you just cannot check. You cannot. Once you read the problem, you're pretty good. What do I mean by that? Let's, let me let me explain. So first we have negative 19 minus 7. You heard that right. Negative 19 minus 7. Once you know how reading, once you know how to read this part makes sense. So first step is we're going to change minus into plus. So we're going to change minus into plus. Now we move on, change the right side number into the opposite. So where's your right, left, or this number or this? Which one's your right? It's this one, right? This is your right number, right side number. So we're going to change positive 7 into the opposite, which is negative 7. And then use additional. So we're just going to go back here. This is additional, they're both negatives. So negative 19 plus negative 7 is negative. That's the sign they share. 19 plus 7 is 26. Now let's do another one. 15, how do you read this? 15 minus negative 3. This is minus, okay? This is not negative. We don't read this as 15 minus minus 3, but instead we're going to read this as 15 minus negative 3. Minus becomes plus, and negative 3 becomes the opposite, which is positive 3. And then you add. This should be super easy for you guys. 15 plus 3, 18. And then last but not the least, we have negative 17 minus negative 4. So first thing first, change minus here into plus, and then negative 4 becomes positive 4. So now we have negative 17 plus 4, which is, that's it. That's negative 17 plus 4, not negative 7 minus 4. So now, last but not least, we combine them. No, we add. Use additional. 17 minus 4 is going to be 3. So your final answer is going to be negative 13. And that's it. Now you're ready for quiz assessment. Hey, what are integers? Going back here, oh, that's the answer. Positive, negative whole numbers including 0. So, which of the letters are the correct? I don't know. You do it. Now, we have a question again. When we add two numbers with the same sign, what do we do? A, it's right here. Same signs, we add and keep the sign. So which letter should I choose? Oh, I don't know. You choose, guys. Now, last but not the least, when we add two numbers with different sign, what do we do? Oh, here's another one. It's different sign. We subtract and take the larger number. Which one is the right one? I don't know. It's going to be, I don't know. Now, short answers. What is absolute value? I don't know, guys, but from this review, guys, we can just right here. Just put it right here. Pretty easy. What is negative number? Going back. Oh, it's right here. Negative number is right there. Okay. Something's wrong. Okay. Oh, I see. My bad on that. and then find the sum in integers. Oh, good thing we have some examples we can choose from to solve part 3. Hopefully you guys solve this properly, and that's it. Now this is review. Do not turn it in. I keep saying this. This is do not turn it in. This is what we learned from part 1. I mean quarter 1. I'm just so what are factors? Factors are numbers we multiply together to get another number. So 2 and 3 are called factors of 6. Find factors of 12. That's pretty easy. 1 and 12. 1 times 12 is 12. We also have 2 times 6 is 12. And we also have 3 times 3 is equals to 12. 3 times 4 is equals to 12. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 are factors of 12. So how can you do it yourself? The goal is you're going to work from the outside in. Write all the factors of 20. 1 times 20 is 20, so we put 1 right here and 20 here. 2 times 10 also works, so we put it here and here. Then try 3. 3 doesn't work, so we move on to 4. 4 works, and since there's no number between 4 and 5, we're basically done. Prime factorization is doing this, factor 3, and then GCF, and then greatest common factor, and that's it. Hopefully you guys are good with greatest common factor, and that's it for this video. Hope you ace your quiz assessment, and then you can just chill. That's it for this week's video for week 5. Peace. Don't forget to click and subscribe to the video.